Hi everyone, in this video we are going to start two-way between group ANOVA, two-way ANOVA. So I have taken same case already I have recorded in my research methodology playlist where I have given this video two-way ANOVA through SPSS. But here is what we have to do. We are going to compare two-way ANOVA. What we have run in SPSS, now we will run in RStudio. So example is same. We would like to check an MBA aspirant was interested in knowing the impact of educational background. And we have taken in this educational background, there are two categories we will use in our studio, arts and commerce, that we had given number 1, and science and engineering, those are the science and engineering graduates, we had given them 2. So on the final placement salaries, this is the one is the categorical variable here, and salaries are continuous variable in our data set. So he is also aware that previous work experience has an impact on the salaries. So therefore he chooses educational background and work experience as two independent variable. So in my case study, two independent variables. What are these independent variables? One is educational background. You can see here educational background. And another one is previous work experience, whether students have any previous work experience or they do not have any work experience. So based on educational background, respondents are categorized into two groups. One belongs to the arts and commerce stream and the other belongs to science and engineering stream. So, based on previous work experience, respondents are again categorized into two groups, one with the experience and another one is without experience. So, again, in this category also, two categories, one with experience, another one is without experience. So, since we have two levels of each of the factors, this is called 2 by 2 design, right? Because in both the factors, both the independent variables, they have two subcategories, so that is why we are calling it 2 by 2 design. So a sample of 30 students is randomly chosen and their salaries from campus recruitment as well as information on educational background and work experience. For an educational background we had given 1 that represents the arts and commerce, and 2 is given for represents science and engineering stream, right? Stream, right? So these are the, for work experience, 1 represents students, right? 1 represents students with experience and 2 here is represents students without experience, correct? So salary is given in the multiples of the lakhs. You can see here this is the data 30, right? This is the 30 students data. I have taken educational background 1 and 2. 1 means we are talking about arts and commerce stream and 2 we are talking about science and engineering stream. And work experience here is we are talking about 1 stands for with experience and 2 stands for without experience. Those do not have experience, right? Represent students without experience. So this is my hypothesis. The educational background and previous work experience have no bearing on the placement salaries of MBA students. It means we are saying educational background and previous work experience, it's not giving any impact on the placement salaries of MBA students. But alternate hypothesis, it said MBA students from science stream or with the previous work experience will get more salaries during final placement. So we would like to check whether which hypothesis we are rejecting, which one is accepting, right? And this is the interpretation I had already, I'm giving you this link in my description box. This is through SPSS. So we would compare RStudio results with SPSS also. This is the how we have to interpret our result. right? Result reporting, how we have to do result reporting, right? So let me open my RStudio. I will show you how this SPSS file we are going to import. I had already opened my SPSS file. You can see this data is already fed in SPSS. This is the first column. You can see students, serial number, or we can say roll number, and next column is educational background, third column is work experience, and fourth column is salary. And variable, now you can see here I had already defined. Now educational background, you can see here there are two categories. One is arts and commerce, another one is science and in engineering, right? So what I have to do, I would replace this art, and otherwise these would be very lengthy name. So what I am doing, I am saying A and C only, right? A and C. So change A and C. And science and engineering, I am going to take, here is, you can see S and E. And same thing I'm going to use in my SPSS. I'm in RStudio. So now same thing is a, one stands for with experience and two stands for without experience. So with experience, I don't want with experience. This was the lengthy name. So I am saying WE only, right? And without experience, I am saying WOE, right? Without experience. So same thing I would use in my RStudio. So let's begin. What I have to do first is, I one of my viewer, he said, ma'am, please kindly change your background. So just because of this, he said, I mean, white background, it's giving more clarity. So I have changed black background to white background. If you have any, I mean, you have any suggestions, please give me in my comment section. So accordingly, I would implement. That could be good. Our viewers, if they are suggesting something, so definitely I would like to change. So now this the import data set. First of all, I would like to import from SPSS, right? Where it is SPSS file is put it there. That is in my desktop, and this is the desktop, and in this folder there is the one folder SPSS practical, and I will take ANOVA two-way between groups. I would open this file, and you can see automatically library heaven is required, right, for SPSS file. Now we can see we have imported this data. You can see here 30 observations, 4 variables, and 4 variables are, you can see here in this console, student, here is 30 students data, and this column educational background, then work experience, then salary. In this case, you can see only salary is continuous variable. Rest of both these variables are categorical variable. So you can see this is my dependent variable. Salary depend on work experience. This is my one independent variable. Another independent variable is educational background. That is why we said two-way ANOVA rather than one-way ANOVA, because here is two independent variables and one dependent variable. So we would like to check all these things. So first of all, what I have to do, I would like to, this is the very lengthy name, ANOVA, two-way between groups. So I'm just creating a variable here, 2, and I would like to put this file in this variable. So you can see here, I would press enter. So now this variable is created, TW2, and this complete file, and then again I will not write, this is this lengthy name. Now what we have to do, now I want to create all the variables here. So again and again I would not write bigger names. So I am just creating one variable, education, and this education variable is put it in 2. Again I would press $sign, and this educational background I have to put it here. You can see here, right? And after that, what I have to do, this work experience. So I'm just creating a variable name work, and where it is put it into, right, this is the file, and I would work experience, I would put it there. And now salary also, I would like to create a variable salary, and I would write $, and I would put it the salary in this SAL variable. Now what we have to do, I would like to just see summary. What is happening in this file? So TO2 I would write, and simply we would press here. So you can see students, right? This is the simply a serial number. That means minimum is 1, right? Maximum 30. That means 1 to 30 data is here. Educational background and work experience and salary. But you can see educational and work experience, right? We have to convert into factors, right? Because these both are categorical variables. So what I have to do, right? You can see here, I would convert both these variables as factor. So let me take, this is the edu, sorry, I would write here, yeah, edu equal to, what I have to write here, I would write in edu, there is the as dot factor, right? As dot factor, and where it this file is edu, right? Here is edu, correct? What we have to do, edu, right? Not this file is put it where, that is okay, fine. I had already created this variable, right? So now you can see this is the factor is created. Now you can see this is factor. So let me give again, I have to change, I should give them levels also. So what I have to do, again the same command, when I pressed up arrow, so edu not as, simply I have to write now only factor. So factor edu and levels, I would define edu, there are the levels. So what I have to do, levels, right? In these levels, and jointly we want to give these levels. So first is, you can see in edu what level we had given. I think we had given arts and commerce, right? Art and commerce. And second level, why we are not writing a bigger name, because when we are doing analysis, then you will see how we have to, results would not be concise, that would be spread, that would be spreading on a whole sheet, so that would be very difficult to interpret these results. So what I have to do, the second level, I would like to give science and engineering, right? Science and S and E. So let me enter. So you can see here edu, you can see factor, and A and C and S and D, both these factors has been created. So let me check summary also. Let me check whether it is actually true or not. Right, you can see here total data is 30. So those are falling under the category A and C, there are 15, and those are falling under science and engineering, they are 15. Right, same thing we would apply on the work experience. So what I have to do, I would write, sorry, I would write here work, right? Work, and again as dot factor, we have to convert into factor, because these are categorical variable, and work, right? So let me press enter. So you can see here work is also, this is number, salary is only continuous variable, and these both are categorical variable. So work is factor. So now what I have to do, again I would like to give them levels, right? So what I have to do, work equal to factor, work equal to factor, and now I would like to give them levels. So where this file work comma, then levels, and levels equal to, and here is C, and what I have to do, I want to give like with experience, so I said WE, right? With experience, WE, and without experience I had already given, right, WOE, without experience, right? There are two categories, so you can see VEWOE, right? And we want to check again here whether it has been changed or not. So I would write summary and I would write work. This is my variable and I would like to check summary. So fine, WE 15 and WOE 15. Now, what we have to do, we will apply this. First of all, I would like to check whether this data is normally distributed or not. So what I have to do, I will run Shapiro test. Shapiro test, right? And which is the file? Only continuous variable. We have to check, that would be salary. And we would like to check whether this data is, yes, of course, in my data set p value is 0.2056, that is greater than 0.05, so it means my data is normally distributed, correct? Now what we have to do, what I have to do now, I have to run ANOVA. So let me create, there is a variable, right? Let me, okay, AOV, right? AOV, right? This is the function, and in between we want to check salary is my dependent variable, right? And salary is my dependent variable, and that depends on, right, those are my independent variable, education and education, and we would like to check interact effect also, education and work, right? Education and work. So you can see here, this is the education, work and residuals, right? Residual standard error is 1.65. If we want to check without this, so one by one also we have to check AOV, right? And we would write here, where is this formula is, right, SAL, and we would write SAL, then we will take EDU only, with the EDU, right? And we have to write comma work. Then let me check, right? Degree of freedom 1 and residual standard error and all they had given. And now what we have to do, we have to put all these things in our variable A. So what I have to do now, we will write ANOVA. We will write ANOVA, right? ANOVA, and okay, fine. First of all, let me put all these things in this variable, right? AOV, right? And what I have to do, A equal to, I will put all these things into AOV, and right, and I would like to give interaction effect rather than this EDU, and I would press star, and now what I have to do, I will, here is, I would like to see summary of A, right? This is the summary. So you can see here, this is the p value. You can see 0.419. Only one thing is significant, that is very less, 0.05, right? Education, that is not significant, right? Work is significant, and interaction effect, education, work is not significant, right? Both these things are not significant, right? So now what we have to do, we have to just we want to see because Tucky, this function we are going to apply Tucky HSD, and this is the variable a, and now you can see here, right, all these things, whether it is, so you can see this one is the significant, right, where arts and commerce combination with working, there is no working experience, work experience, work, there is no working experience, right. And here is, you can see this is also significant, but this one is not significant. Science and engineering, right, and work experience, this is not the significant. So let me come to the, we have to turn into, let me create a one more variable b, and I have to put all these values, right. Let me press up arrow, right, and I will put these values into variable b. So let me enter this, and now I would like to plot b, and you can see here, right, this is the plot, and we can zoom this plot, and you can see those are on this line, only these are, there is, those are, otherwise there is, because you can see S and E, right, all these combinations are reflecting. And one more thing, we would like to give colors also, right. So what I have to color scheme, so I would like to give various colors over here. Let me give color combinations, let's say 2 3 4 5 6, these colors I want to give. So moment I had given, you can see this plot is, there is the, these are the colors. So colors already, these lines are have colors. So now I will copy this plot and I will paste this plot on my Word document. Here is, right. So I mean that is the old one pasted, so I'm just pasting, this is the my plot. So it is reflecting clearly whether there is difference in the means level of education and work, right. So you can see here there is no difference, but rest is, there is difference. So I hope this video would be helpful to you, and I would share link of the previous file also. And if you have any doubts, please write in the comment section. Thank you.